And in 1993, we were dealing with the election campaign, the ANC and the COSATU, and we chaired for him. Myself and my colleague Joe Silau, we were chairing where he was going to speak. And we said we had to call him to the podium. Then Silau said, hey, do it as a lady comrade, so that we can introduce him. Then I went to him, ask him, Tata, how do you want me to introduce you? So no problem, Comrade Elizabeth. Just call me. Don't talk the long biography. Just said, introduce Nelson Mandela or Rolihlahla. Then I said, is that all, Tata? Is not enough? I must say something. He said, no, that is not necessary. Just call me to the podium. I'll go to the podium. To me, it was such a moment that I'll never forget. Those pictures I still have. When we co-chaired for the elections and have to interact. And he then asked me about that meeting. As he said, he had a memory of an elephant. Never, I've never seen such a person. Did not forget whom he met, at what meeting, and what was discussed. Said, are the workers still okay in the trade union, Comrade Elizabeth? I said, yes, Mr. President. We are busy with them now campaigning for the election. Said, okay, thank you. I mean, we met him at the union leadership when he came out of jail. Yes, this person is still remembered 3 years down the line. That we met, we discussed issues with them of the workers. Here I'm chairing this meeting with my co-chair. He can still remember as if it was yesterday.
Well, let me ask Ambassador. Now that this has happened and the South African government has lined up a series of activities leading to the funeral rites eventually, what is it that people should be expecting all around the world to happen? I understand there is a lying in state in the next few days.
Yes, he'll be lying in state 3 days before the burial. And then there will be a memorial service held sometime next week. Then he'll be buried on the 15th, which is Sunday. The whole country flags are flying at half-mast. The whole country is mourning, and quite a lot of preparations are being done. And he will be buried in Kunu, that is his home in the Eastern Cape. And at this moment, we are still, as arrangements are still being made, we will be kept informed of any latest development from our protocol section at home. They will then be informing us from now on. This will be expected from people and so on, because Eastern Cape, which means when you get to Johannesburg, you have to fly again to Eastern Cape. So all those arrangements will be made known as the week progresses. Yes.
That's good.
Now, in what way will his passing affect South Africa, if in any way?
Well, South Africa will never be the same again without Nelson Mandela. But I think his legacy will make us strong as a country to continue. And I think we'll see a better country from the lessons that he taught us. And really we'll try, and we've got a Madiba Day, that is the 18th of July, when he was born. And that day, as you know, it is now internationally recognized. And we believe we'll continue, I think, on that day, but try to have every day instilled in our people, in the country, in the continent, and the world over, to try and do extraordinary and to emulate this leader of us to do good things and assist those who need assistance, and let it not be on the 18th only. Let it be on a continuous basis. That is what I think I can. But to me, I think we'll continue to have a stable country. He left a very stable country. He must be happy where he is, because what he fought for, what he sacrificed for all these years, he saw it. And with that foundation is for us to really make sure that we can finish to build this house that he wanted to see, being a finished full house. And with our 19 years of democracy, I think there are building blocks towards now finishing that house. And I've got firm belief that the ruling party, the African National Congress, will live up to the ideals of this iconic leader of the organization. And I believe that, I remember him when he said, even if I die, I will go and ask for a branch of the African National Congress and join it in heaven. That is what he said. And I hope our leaders in the African National Congress still remembers that, to say, up until the last day, he remained a member of the ANC. And that is a good sign, because the ANC is still the ruling party. And we must just continue then and make sure that we really represent what he was all about. Unfortunately, we can't have exact Madiba, but I think, to me, we've got leaders in the African National Congress that will take on the baton and emulate his role model and be able to move as a country, as a continent, and the world.
Yeah, I would ask this question of both of you, Ambassador and also the Deputy Minister. I remember watching yesterday when Archbishop Desmond Tutu was saying that those who said South Africa will go up in flames after Madiba discredit us because they failed to see that we will rally round to sustain his legacy. Is that the thought of South Africans?
No, I think most of the South Africans, I think, liked Madiba. And they really understood that he wanted to have reconciliation. He wanted peace during his lifetime. They cannot turn back now and then do the opposite. I don't believe in that. I mean, it cannot be, because people know exactly. And as Ambassador said, in 1993, we nearly saw another catastrophe or something that I cannot even describe. But Tata said no. Yes, Chris Hani is killed by the Polish citizen, but calm down so that we can continue with our struggle and make sure that we deliver a free and fair South Africa. And from that, we must get a date of the elections. That's one thing that I think, I'm not sure we'll have a person like that. He just gives a command and say this must happen, and it happens. He said we must get a date of the elections from Chris Hani's death. And the date of the 27th April came as a date where, for the first time, as the South Africans, as the majority of Africans were denied the right to vote, we voted. And it will continue as such. And I think, to me, to live the legacy of Madiba, we'll have to dedicate even the elections. You vote for Madiba. You keep the democracy for Madiba. You keep everything and his comrades that fought this whole battle.
Okay, let me ask the same of you. Do you think that now that he's gone, there's likely to be any kind of rancor within the ANC or even within black people in South Africa?
Not at all. There will not be any problems. You must remember that the ANC was born before Nelson Mandela was born. And when he opened his eyes, the ANC was there, and he joined the ANC at the level of Youth League. And in fact, he is one of the founders of the of the Youth League,